Hi. So, I'm a complete idiot, and this is the second time that you're seeing this video, only because when I was rendering the original video, I forgot to up it to 4K, and instead had it in 480p, which isn't too good. But now, thanks to me figuring that out, this video is now 4K and Ultra HD, because I can, so you get to see this madness unfold in 4K. Anyway, have fun and on with the video.
Hi. So, around a year and a half ago, I done a review of a mod known as AUNIS, otherwise known as All You Need Is Stargate. And that mod got updated. Quite a lot, might I add. It's now in 1.20.1, and, well, they decided to give me access to the developer builds just before the big new update. So, without further ado, let's hop right into Minecraft. Okay, this is it, and I know what you're thinking. Why is it a blank screen? Where's all the buttons? Boom. You're looking for that. But anyway, this is the new main menu. And as you can see in the top left corner, I am in version 5.1.0 developer build. Now, it does mean that some things are broken. And, like I said, the Talri mod team, they were so nice to give this to me. And maybe a couple of others I'm not too sure about. But yeah, everything else has stayed the same. And as you can see, I have a lot of worlds. But yeah, speaking of worlds, let's hop into one. This is some of the stuff that this amazing mod has to offer. For example, you've got the Stargates themselves, which there's now 5 of them compared to the... Oh no, there's now 6 of them compared to the original, 1, 2, 3, 4? They added 2 more, basically, which is that one and that one, otherwise known as the movie and the toll one. But speaking of Stargates, I think I should go over how this works. So in front of me here is a DHD, otherwise known as a dial home device. This wirelessly connects to every Stargate, with every Stargate having like some form of connection, apart from this one, which uses this, and apart from that one, which uses this. Compared to some other mods, the DHD does not have a user interface, otherwise known as a UI. It is individual button presses, which is really fucking cool. So, to dial a DHD, you would actually press each individual symbol, with the 7th, the top symbol, being the point of origin, which is this one. Once all the symbols have been pressed, you press the big red button in the middle, which should activate it. But I'm an imbecile, and I don't know the address to each individual gate, which is where this feature comes into play, which is the notebook page. If you go into the Stargate's UI, and you go into you have all the glyph crystals, you can open up one of them and copy in a certain address, of which it'll write it down on this piece of paper, with the point of origin not being visible, because this one is special. So, if I was to say one to dial that Stargate right there, I would come into the Stargate, or come over to the DHD, and I would press the highlighted buttons, which will help me dial the Stargate. And as you can tell, this one is ready to activate. Now, you do have two more symbols you can put in, which is the 7th symbol and 8th symbol, with the 9th being the point of origin, but we're not going to worry about stuff like that. That's a bug. That is a bug. That is not the point of origin. That's meant to be the point of origin, but oh well. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Now, as you just seen, when the Stargate activates, it shoots out an unstable vortex, which settles back into the event horizon, forming a safe puddle. And all you have to do, just walk through. And it's so simple. And compared to the 1.12.2 version, this experience has got so much better. Also, it's transparent from one side. And all the fact that I'm invisible. Yeah. Before it closes down, let's step through and I can show you. How fucking cool is that? Now, all you have to do, usually it would like close behind, which it have. But if not, you can just come back over to the DHD and turn it off manually. Now, I would like to go through all these different types of Stargates and really tell you a little bit more about them and the reason why they added them to this mod, or at least what I think the reason is. So, I'll start with this one. This one is from Stargate SG-1, which is one of the longest running sci-fi television shows filmed in Canada. Now, Doctor Who does overtake this, but it doesn't count because it's from the BBC. But yeah, this has run for 10 seasons, with featuring only this style of Stargate. Now, it has updated over the years, most notably when CGI started being used more to render the Stargates itself in the TV show. Now, we added this one to the mod because it's the most well-known one. Then we've got the next one, which comes from the sister show of Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, where they discover Atlantis in Antarctica, and they find out that it's in a different galaxy, which means a whole new Stargate network, and it allows for just more shows. Now, this one only lasted for around like 5 or 6 seasons. I can't quite remember. That's that. That is Stargate's Atlantis, or the Pegasus Stargates. Look. Then we come to Stargate Universe, which only lasted for 2 seasons long, and in my opinion was one of the most out there Stargate shows to ever be written. Now, this is the Stargate design that I went for. In the universe of Stargate Universe, this was like the prototype of Stargates, where it only used the lights on the Stargate as literally decoration. Also, sorry, I just hit my microphone. They only used the lights on the Stargate as decoration, where the whole ring itself would rotate, and it just looked a bit different. So you remember when I said that like Stargate SG-1 only had one design of Stargate featuring in most of the show? I kind of lied. So in one of the episodes, in one of the seasons, I can't remember the name because I can't remember. One of them had this design of Stargate, otherwise known as the Tolan Stargate. Now, all of these other Stargates were built by the Ancients, which was a race of advanced species that managed to figure out wormhole travel and then ascended because they got too smart. But another race, known as the Tolan, built their own Stargate, which is really cool. Now, it does look a little bit more, like, simple than, say, that one, or that one, or that one. But it's their first design, and it can still link with any DHD, I think. Yeah, it can. Oh, the lights are blue on that one. So orange lights, blue lights, white lights. But yeah. Then we come to our final one, which is technically the original. So in 1994, a director known as Roland Emmerich had an idea to create this ancient portal and put it in a movie, and that movie was known as Stargate. It was a very long time ago, and this was the design that they went with. They had to write basically a whole new system for the rear of the Stargate, which I'll show you in a second. Now, in the original film, they didn't light up. The chevrons didn't light up. Instead, they would just click open and then shut. But no. This is the original. And it is so cool. And I'll show you via the admin controller, which is only available in Creative, by the way, how this one looks different. So let's dial the testing ground. Now, we changed the sound effects for this, and they were sourced from the original movie. And honestly, for 1994, they done an incredible job. Now, in the film itself, it was like a practical effect. But then, in Stargate SG-1, it started off as a practical effect, and then became digital, and then the Stargate Atlantis, digital, and then I think they built an actual prop for that, I'm not 100% sure. But Chevron 5 is locked anyway, we're just waiting for 2 more, and then I can show you how this one is different. Chevron 7 is locked. So it looks normal, until you go to the back here. Now, this isn't the only time this mod is going to use this effect, because I'll show you later on in this mod, and later on in this review, I have something special planned out. But yeah, I'm not going to step through this, I don't feel like doing that, so just push the button. This one is unique, because it's digital. Now, I'm going to use my admin controller again, because I'm lazy. Now, I'm just going to press dial. So, as you can see, it's a lot faster. And it uses an LED inner track to lock in each individual chevron with the corresponding symbol. And as you can tell, it takes a lot less time to dial, which is really cool. And as I'll show off just real quick, just by dialing. Yeah, this one looks a little bit more of a lighter blue. That is because, ladies and gentlemen, we used a different rendering engine. They rewrote the whole rendering engine for the event horizon so it works better with shaders. Which I have to say, looks incredible. This one doesn't use a DHD. Why is that? Because it's special. This is a universe dialer. I know. It's an inventive name. This one is so much simpler. Where you crouch and scroll, or you use control and scroll. You have nearby, memory, status, dial in, which is a new one. Now dial in, you can literally go and scroll through every single symbol that appears on the Stargate. And you just input them manually by pressing that, scroll, that, and then you've got that. Oh, I got that wrong, so I pressed delete. So it's down the Stargate with just them 4 symbols. But yeah. So, as you can see, this one is different. The whole Stargate spins. Now for this, I'm just going to use the fast dial option because I can't be asked waiting half a year for it to turn to 27 for the puddle to eventually open. So we're just going to press the fast dial option. As you can see, it looks very different to the other ones. It's a bit more grey. Also, when you're traveling through the wormhole, the cuddles look like a little bit different depending on the type of gate you're traveling to. Where these 3 are like a very blue colour, that's like a greenish colour, and then this is just straight up monochrome. The Stargates are still in a work in progress state at the moment because they're just trying to mess around with new systems and really show off the type of stuff they can do. But they've got a new feature. So, you may remember in the original review, there was something called transport rings. We've implemented them back into the latest version of the mod, but they've had a bit of an upgrade. Now, before, you just have to input them manually, and then press the quote-unquote point of origin. But now, you press the final button, or the point of origin button. In this case, it's going to be Cobra. And you press it. Now, we've got 3 designs anyway. These 2 are completely new models, where this one, I believe, as far as I'm aware, got reused from 1.12.2, which is okay by me. It's still a good looking texture, no matter what people say. Now you've got the Goa'uld rings, you've got the ancient rings with the corresponding controller, and you've got the Ori rings, which also have the corresponding controller. If you shift, you can see all the buttons on it, and it works the same for the DHDs as well, which I forgot to show off. If you crouch, you can see all the buttons, including Point of Origin, which has the most inventive name of all time. Now, I'm going to show off the Ori rings. So what you need to do is literally just press the button and make sure you're inside. And look at that! I teleported. Now there is a way of seeing what address you've got. If you go into your inventory and you go to the rings tab, You've got the ancient glyph crystals, the Guaward, the Ori, and you've also got the dimensional one, which is a work in progress. So you just input each one of these, and if you open them up, you can just see what the address is, and it also works with the notebook page as well. So for this, you just press what they call light. For this one, is a bit more complicated because you press ominous, or omnis, which is ancient, and I don't speak ancient. You just press that button, and also you can input that manually. It doesn't really matter. Now, let's get into some blocks in the inventory. JSG building blocks. What the fuck? There is so many, and I've only got a handful laid up, or at least what I think the important ones are. These are some of the new blocks. So we've got some quote-unquote glass, work in progress. You've got some plain walls, you've got some lights, you've got some very decorational blocks. Got these things, you've got that thing, you've got these things. You have also got a new wood type, because just to throw the icing on the cake. Now we come to some more like features in mod that like have already been in the game for a little while. You've got the capacitors, which are used to fill the Stargate. This one is creative mode exclusive. So you literally place that down, or like put it in the Stargate, and it'll literally last forever. You've got the regular one, which is used like by Naquita. Which, speaking of Naquita, you've got molten raw Naquita. You've got molten Naquita alloy. You've got some refined Naquita. You've also got molten trinium. No, is that molten titanium? Because titanium. You've also got the trinium, which they use for certain crafting recipes that I don't know. If you want to know, just look it up. I don't use this one in survival. I never have. I don't plan on it. I don't use survival at all. Apart from when I'm recording. Anyway, this is a toaster. And this is a printer. Anyway, you've got these things, which are important to the mod now because reasons. These are from a new structure that spawns known as a cartouche. Now, a cartouche is a naturally generating structure, and you have it usually pops up with some of these. More than likely, it's going to be this one, and it'll have symbols on there. And as you can see in the inventory, there is an absolute fuck ton of them. Well, they're naturally generating, which means that they have symbols on them. If you walk up to them with a notebook page and a chalk, you can write down the symbols that's on these things and then input them into the Stargate. But, speaking of Stargates, we have a new dimension. So, in the original 1994 movie, the whole plot set around traveling to a new planet known as Abydos. And it was also the first plot, first episode of the first episode. The first plot of the first episode in the first series of Stargate SG-1. I can't fucking speak. And speaking of Abydos, I have a world prepared. Okay. To show off this feature, I went into my own private little world, just where I mess around. Just build some random stuff. But now, the toggle of the iris, which is a feature that I forgot to mention. Yeah, no, well, that's an iris. It stops stuff from coming through. You also create division too. Anyway, let's dial Abydos, which is that one there. Yeah, that's the movie Stargate. Anyway, Abydos. That was fun. So welcome to Abydos, ladies and gentlemen. This is a naturally generated Stargate, and as you can see, if you played the more recent version of this mod, then you can tell it's had an upgrade. So, for those who came from the 1.12.2 version, this is all new to you. And fair play, it looks fucking incredible. Now, normally this will be like blocked up like that. Or like, come on. Yeah, I'll be blocked up like that. With these toe holes here. And it'll just be like, oh, what's this? Open that up, and you've got a lovely little secret passageway. Now, you can open this up even further and place it with stairs, but, like, you don't have to. Because I'm autistic, I have to. No, you've got new blocks. You've got the fire pit with a very big texture in it. You've got just naturally generating stuff with a special thing up there to open a door. Now, normally, this will be closed. So what you have to do is press 2, 3, 2, 1. In specifically that order. And then for this one, it's that 2, 3, 2, 3. And then it'll just open. But up here, it'll tell you in this lovely Legends of Egypt God Ra. In that book right there, I'll just tell you, along with some generated loot. I'm going to let you read all of that to yourself because there's 7 pages of dyslexia that I don't want to go through because my brain will hurt. You've got generated loot anyway in here, but you've also got some more. So you remember how I went on about this ring transport? Look up. In the original Stargate movie, they had ring transports. You pushy button. Oh yeah, rings can come from the ceiling or down from or up from the ground. It doesn't really matter. Oh look there, you got a loot room and woo. Yeah. Randomly generating loot in a not so randomly generating structure, or you can light these with fire. These things, you know, fire. We like fire. I like fire. I like burning shit. Anyway, this is just a generating structure. You just why isn't that lit? It is random which ones of these get lit, I believe. If not, it's just they're lazy. But they're not so lazy. They're not that lazy. Well, welcome to Abydos. You get generating structures in this world now, such as a cartouche. So if you just go down these little stairs here, this is where it'll just really be more obvious where the addresses come into play. So you can just dial this address here. If this doesn't work, you just need to put in the 8th symbol. You can also get like other ones in said cartouche, which are found not on this side, but in this doorway here. Break your way in, and you've got possibly one of the coolest structures in this mod, a cartouche. So look at just all of this. You've got all these different Stargate addresses, and all of them work with the Stargates, which honestly, so cool. Like, as you can tell, some of the addresses have missing symbols. Like, for example, this one only has 5, so you have to figure out the 6th symbol before you enter in the point of origin. But, like, all of these work, which is so cool. Like, the majority of these 6 chevron addresses, but then you've got this one, which is exclusively a 9 chevron address, which I imagine takes you on to the next point. Stargates can now generate on different worlds, such as the Nether, as well as the End. You can also get modded, like, biomes as well, or moderated dimensions, or modded dimensions, such as some of the dimensions from Ad Astra, which is a creative mod thing, I think. Or create mod thing. Oh, creative mod. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, next structure. This is an Abydosian city, which again is a randomly generating structure with different randomly generating things inside it, such as buildings or wells or things. Oh, look at that! You got a new mob in there. This is a massive, totally accurate pronunciation. That's oh, look at that! New villager textures. And you've got a bunch of other things, which in my opinion are really fucking cool. Next structure. Yeah, so it is buried, or has the chance to be a buried structure. But this is a dungeon. Yeah, this is a dungeon anyway, and you go down these stairs. And again, randomly generating. Which is the big word of this update. You literally go through here, you kill some shit, get some loot, and yeah, there's stuff like skeleton spawners in here, spider spawners, creeper spawners, all that jazz. Oh, more stairs. Where did these go? More stuff. Yeah, anyway, randomly generating. There's about like 20 odd different rooms because everyone is a madman. If I do slash effects, give me night vision. Yeah, big structure. And I mean big. They have so many rooms scattered around inside them, I just think it's really cool. You got all these different spawners, all this loot. And yeah. Have fun exploring this in survival and try not to die. Oh, what's this over here? I haven't seen this room before. Oh, loot room. Loot rooms. Just hidden behind these. I think. No, never mind. They weren't hidden behind there. That was just convenient. No. Randomly generating loot. How cool is that? I didn't know you could do that. That's actually a really cool design. Anyway. Next structure. So imagine this. You're walking through the desert. And you come across this. This is a campfire. Just a little outpost. And this is meant to have randomly generating loot in it, but I think they just forgot to implement it. But you can ride these things because they have a saddle. And they're pretty quick. They look pretty cool. And they work just like horses. Oh no, they work just like camels. Yeah, they work just like camels. I think you can get like 2 people on them. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe. But yeah, that mob. Skybox. That's what I want to show off. Mind Dragon is an absolute psychopath and decided to make his own skybox or star map. It's very different from the vanilla skybox because it has different types of stars in them. As you can see, you've got the blue ones, and you've got the orange ones, and you've got the red ones, and you've got the pink ones, and you've got the brown ones. Got multiple colors. Anyway, the final structure that is really kind of worth talking about is going to be the boulder. Not these big fuck off rocks. The boulder. This is part of a, what's it called? Biome? As far as I'm aware. But no, boulder. Yeah. This is pretty much all Abydos has to offer. You have naturally generating caves with the lava pools. You also have the, big spires, you've got the villages, you have a bunch of other stuff and all that jazz. But no, without further ado, let's just go back to the main pyramid. Oh, you also have, like, outposts as well, but they're not in this dimension. So, I think we should make a little trip to Earth. Okay, as of recently, Stargates can now randomly generate in your Minecraft world. So, I know this video is getting kind of long, by the way, but Stargates can now generate in your Minecraft world. And this is just one of the many examples that you can get. For example, as well, you can get, like, different ones in the end, in the nether. And you can also get stuff like these ones, which are just, again, randomly generated. But they can spawn in villages, which in my opinion is just really cool. But yeah. Back to the rest of the review. Okay, how cool was that? That was Abydos. Back to this. This is an all-in Stargate. You connect it with redstone and this. And it works. This was made from a toaster. And I believe this is one of the only the only Stargates that you can actually craft. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the only one. If not, the talri mod team can shout at me. And I'll like it. Connected to redstone. And it activates, and it's small. It's small and cutesy and kawaii. And just like before you step through. Ta-da. Now you're in that one. Okay. Now we come to one of potentially the most the coolest feature of all. The black hole. I'm going to come to this little testing area because I'm not damaging my lovely showcase area. So we're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And I'm just going to show you how this works. Okay, so you can still do this with the with everything open. Now, all you have to do is go into your lovely config settings. You go down to JSG. You have to do dimensions, or the dimension, thing. This. Yeah. That's all it is. You find the dimension that you want, and it'll say, for example, is black hole planet, or black hole dimension. And normally it says false, but you just change it to true, then just simply do file save, which is so easy. And then all you have to do, go back into your world, and it's all done. Wasn't that quick and easy? Now, black hole time. This is my second time trying to get this to work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to throw a toaster into a bathtub. Now, it starts off normal at first, but this process takes around like 10-ish minutes. Which means this recording is going to take very, very long. It's going to be a lot of editing. Oh, yeah, there we are. So as you can see, it just glitched for a split second. Because now, it doesn't have the ripple anymore. It's now flat, which allows it to do this. Let's look at that, it's a little cute. It's so cute. This is going to get a lot bigger. So I'm going to stay here for around like 10 minutes. Or however long until it takes for shit to turn sideways.
A few moments later.
Okay. This is the first stage. Where, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger on the back. Not by much, you know, it's nice and cute. You know. But like, as you can see, if you look closely, this is starting to spin because of the black hole. Now, this will suck mobs inside. If I show you the summon. Now I do... Ooh, what do I want to torture today apart from villager? Enderman. Yeah, so as you can see, whatever I summon is just going to get sucked into the black hole because of its gravitational pull. I said gravitational pull. Now, it is quite a long-winded process. Oh, look at that, it's got bigger. Give it a minute and I'll start sucking things in. Oh, there we are. Oh! Shit's starting to break. Now, be warned, this does break bedrock. And I'm gonna tell the mod team about that because developer build, that shouldn't happen. Now, I'm using obsidian because I can. Now, all it's just doing is just gonna break blocks. For now. Now, it's gonna break it slowly. But it's gonna get to the point that shit's gonna hit the fan. Now, this will suck me in. So just to let you know, just to give you the heads up, you know? Now, if you notice, just closely, the event horizon is starting to get like a slight purple color, which is really cool in my opinion. Oh yeah, starting to break even more stuff. Now, it will get to the point that, like, the vortex is gonna, like, just change. Like, so as you can see, it's just slowly getting there. But I'm gonna show you then what the other side looks like. And what one the developers decides to call it. It's starting to speed up a bit now, and if I do time set midnight. Oh, look at that, pretty stars. Yeah, so you can start to see now it's starting to get that slight purple color, which is really cool. By the way, the plant I used isn't from this mod, it's from Stargate Journeys, which is kind of the sister mod to this. So it's just to let you know. Yeah. This is what's starting to happen to this. I'll get back to you once something important happens.
A little longer than a few moments later.
What the fuck? That was loud. That was scary. But as you can see now, something important has happened. Look at that, that's even more purple. The ground is starting to get torn up. Which is so awesome. It's a good way of farming stuff, mind. You know, you want a bunch of dirt or a bunch of stone or a bunch of bedrock. You know, just travel to a black hole. And look at what's left of our measly little ramp. Oh, look at that! It's massive now. Yeah. Shit's starting to hit the fan. And it's getting even more of a deep purple as we... Yeah. Also, the reason why you're getting all these blocks around here is because it doesn't pick everything up. And shit gets launched. Because of gravitational pull.
One eternity later.
There goes another layer. As you can see, it's starting to get darker. With that being very long. Past the hitbox, might I add. And also, it's not just a frontal texture, it stretches back into the Stargate. Like, it does just get deeper. which is really cool. I'll get back to you once something important happens.
1,000 years later.
They really need to fix that. Shit's breaking, and as you can see now, we're slowly approaching the final stages of the black hole, where the purple has just become very, very vibrant, and this has stretched back pretty much as far as it'll go. Now, this is going to turn like into a black color, but as you can see. Now, it did take quite a long process, and it's just going to keep sucking stuff in. Now, it is just going to keep expanding and expanding. This is now the final stage. So, if I say summon an ally... Oh, no. Let's do ally. Yeah. Poor allies. They're getting sucked in. Now, you are safe from the back, but I wouldn't recommend standing at the back. Now, the spin has got to the point that it is very noticeable, and you've got that black void in the middle, which is very show accurate. It really does look like a flashlight. Anyway, I'm gonna need to step back to this side, and I'm gonna teleport using this to the location. This is all the stuff that I sent. Oh yeah. Welcome to the black hole planet, where the black hole is somewhere. I think if I do this /A, let's show you. Like I said, this isn't from this mod. This is from different planet. But yeah, this is what a lovely developer known as Freddy Man likes to call the reverse dildo, which instantly makes this video age restricted. Now, as you can see, it's literally just the opposite of this. Now, you can't step through this puddle without dying. Like the danger dildo. That's what I'll call this. Danger dildo. But yeah, you just got the vortex effect. And it's just then sucked towards the black hole because of the commands that we made. Now, compared to the other side, this has like an effect that you can't fly close towards it because there's a gravitational push. Like, it's trying to keep you away from the wormhole. Now, because it's at the strongest stage, it's just this is going to be like the strongest. Oh, look at that! We're still flying because of the black hole. But yeah, if I go back now to the testing ground, I accidentally went through the wormhole because of the black hole. It will just close down behind you. And look at that, it's now back to normal. This is the damage that we've done. Now the Stargate will close. This is the damage. The ground got torn up and now it's bedrock. This is what happens when you play around on the super flat world. But yeah, that's some of the new features. You have now got generating Stargates. in the world with like randomized ramp designs, courtesy of Freddy Man. And you've also got like buried Stargates scattered around your worlds, as well as new mobs and some other stuff. But for now, that's all I want to get into, because I'm a lazy fucker. But for now, this is all I want to show you. This was the Just Stargate mod for 1.20.1. If you would like to download it, link is in the description, and I will remember. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And oh, before I forget, this mod now works with this mod, the create mod, because reasons. It works.
Anyway, I know I'm in the dark room. Just before you say, I know it's been a long ass video, but I just want to say thank you for sticking through it and, well, dealing with my voice for about an hour. Apart from that, like I said, everything will be linked down in the description, along with the Stargate Discord page, the wiki page, the YouTube channel, the whole shebang, pretty much. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching and dealing with my bullshit. And I will see you in the next video. Apart from that, I've been Welsh-Boy-Mason, your host. Peace out.